1. At the mouth of Holland Road, the sanctified soil and the whisper of the trees welcome like a spiritual summoning, a homecoming. The first sound I take in is a delicate rustling from a grove, as the whoosh of a lone vehicle behind me temporarily floods my ears. On the path where Mama Jewel's Odyssey unfolded 3/4 of a century before, I traced a symphony of noises. Mid-pitched frequencies of cicadas, the delicate crumble of red clay underfoot, dried in the kiln of the sun. A barking hound, a discordant tone of a raptor I had seen, but cannot identify with the precision of my birder friends, Drew, Paul, Walter, and Christian. The crackle of ancient boughs showing their age in the intermittent breeze. It is morning, and the quail and broad-winged hawk awaken while nightjars turn over their shift to rouse a simple Jim Crow from his complicated nest. His squawks of protestation are absorbed by new growth. The verdant, fertile landscape shifts beneath the burden of history. It still breathes in pulses, alternating between foreboding and freedom. 2. My mother began in the dark, until the star-spun sky opened to dawn. The young Jewel's vision was limited to shadowy hues and nearsighted impressions. Sound was the dominant sense, keeping her aware on the 4 a.m. track as a winding, sonorous allegory unfolded like the very road my mother soundwalked. Her traversing transferred the power of one faculty to another. She would whistle, a call and response to the natural music that resounded from the edge of the forest as she roamed past the crisscross of fox trails that repeated in her sister's intersecting quilt patterns. She kept in step with the guiding intonations of disembodied voices, both from within and throughout, accompanied by primeval spirituals and ancestral humming. She felt the presence of a companion, a guide not conjured up in her mind, but an external energy of a contemporary among the ancestors. 3. Devora and Freddie found a way around the fear of their daughter taking that journey alone. They too navigated a distance to where there were no limits in the pursuit of higher wisdom, away from Mr. Ackerman's expectation of our family supplying his demand while his children received their education, and sharecropping meant less than equal measure. Boldness was its own justice and rescinded disquietude. Use your animals, the woman of God and nature spoke. My children need to learn today. Every morning was their daughter's passage into a deeper grace, for a course that yielded uncertainty. Jewel built up her confidence over summers in Savannah at a nature wildlife camp, contending with wildcats and rattlesnakes, a foreshadowing for the unwieldy beast of the whites-only bus that passed with such force that it once sent her tumbling backward into a deep ditch on rural Route 46. It wasn't nature she feared, and she certainly wouldn't be deterred by a construct made by people, not time. 4. A seasoned Jewel returns to where a congress of trees once ordered her day. I honored her journey in perpetuity, playing her story back to her as a composite offering, a meta invitation to immerse in the strain of whispered chants and diasporic reverberance, entwined with a hauntingly systemic antebellum melody whose progression isn't her own. Through the tears, she is held close by the sonic impression of her former self, forging a path of determination like those before her. Anarchy, Elizabeth, and now Devora return to celebrate her fortitude as we look outward to see the clearing rise, sustain, and resound.